Blink, and you'll miss them.
All right, according to the map, monument number 13 is just here to the south end of the village of Schuylerville. Yep, there it is.
Littered along the Capital Region roadways are small monuments to a Revolutionary War expedition.
In 1775, the British held Boston. George Washington and the very new Continental Army had the city surrounded, but they needed to dislodge the British before they really launched a counterattack.
This is where General Washington took a bold risk.
He recruits this young bookseller, Henry Knox, 25 years old. Washington sends Knox on a mission. Sends him to Fort Ticonderoga to bring the cannons that are up at Fort Ty back to Boston to surround the city to force the British to evacuate.
In 1926 and 27, these monuments would mark the noble train of artillery that Knox and his men took from Essex County down through Albany all the way to Boston. And there's more than just a handful of them.
New York State and the state of Massachusetts erected a total of 30 monuments here in New York, an additional 26 in Massachusetts.
That's a total of 56. We're going to find a few. Feet of ice and snow slowed Knox's journey. What he estimated to take just over 2 weeks to complete was now only getting him to southern Saratoga County. But despite the weather,
it's amazing what Knox accomplished in a short amount of time. In the little space of maybe about a month and a half, maybe a little less than that, he hauled tons of cannon and mortar.
And here is another one, right here.
Right here. Standing right here on the banks of the Hudson, and you'd think this is where Knox would have crossed the Hudson River, but he didn't. They went a little bit further to the west, finally made it across the Mohawk, and then went down towards Albany.
There's another one.
Yeah, that's number 15.
And here is one in a spot that I come to all the time, and I have never seen this.
Probably 10,000 people a day come past this monument and don't know that it's here. It shows you that history is all over the place. You just have to know where to look.
We have another one.
Marker number 23. This is the east side of the Hudson. Knox traversed the Hudson here from Albany, the south part of Albany, rather than up in Waterford, where we initially had thought he might have. But on the trip over from Albany to the eastern shore, they lost one of the cannons. Knox writes in his journal, they retrieved the cannon thanks to the help of the good citizens of Albany.
Henry Knox arrived in Boston at the end of January 1776, and the Continental Army was successful in withdrawing the British forces from Boston. That young bookseller would go on to become the nation's first Secretary of War. With the Albany Archives, I'm Matt for Spectrum News.